But some persons do stay, let's say, the span of 2 months and then get married.
You don't know each other.
Okay.
You can't know a person in 2 months. You pretend.
Okay.
Everyone is acting drama. When you meet someone, you like someone, the tendency is to put your best foot forward. Come on. Everybody does that. You know, initially you want this person to like me. You want to do all the right things, say the right things. You're very careful about many things. Wow. What do we have here? So, may I know you?
Okay, my name is Obed Jerry.
Jerry. Okay. Praise Albert.
Okay, it's nice meeting you.
Same here. So I guess you have questions.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions.
I know. And I'm already shaking. So let's go. Let me hear your questions.
Okay. Where should I start from? Okay. There's something always bothering me. I want to know, what duration of time should we say is eligible during a relationship to be called? What duration of time, rather, should a relationship be before it leads to marriage?
I don't think it's time bound. It's actually dependent on the individual. It could be 1 year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years. It depends on the individual. What I'm saying that is, you will know the right time. You will take this to the next level.
Okay, but what minimum of time do you suggest?
I don't think it should be long.
Okay, but some persons do stay, let's say, the span of 2 months and then get married.
You don't know each other.
Okay.
You can't know a person in 2 months. You pretend.
Okay.
Everyone is acting drama. When you meet someone, you like someone, the tendency is to put your best foot forward. Come on. Everybody does that. You know, initially you want this person to like me. You want to do all the right things, say the right things. You're very careful about many things. Now that will happen. But as you get closer, you're getting comfortable with each other. You start relaxing.
Start being free.
Yes, you start being free and you start showing yourself and some
your
craziness.
True color.
Yes. And so that's why 2 months, very dangerous. Because it could still be the pretentious person you're seeing.
So, like, what duration of time do you suggest?
That's why I said it still depends on. But I would say don't keep it long. Because the longer you keep it also, it's dangerous too.
Okay, like, what's long to you? Like, what duration do you
I don't think you should. Long? Okay, let's say a year, 2 years.
Okay.
It's fine.
So 6 months is not valuable to that?
I just say a year. Give it time. I like relationships to mature. I preach that. Allow your relationship to mature. And for it to mature, it has to be testing. A lot of tests in a relationship. Allow it to mature. Allow things to happen naturally. Don't rush.
Okay.
Because it's a lifetime thing.
Now,
so
what about those persons, let's say, especially the ladies,
yes.
You know, the age factor around the ladies, their biological clock is very, very different from that of the men. The ladies that are in their late 20s, or let's say early 30s, 31, 32, you know, they would not want to wait that long. They would feel like maybe it's time wasting and all that.
Okay. What I would say to them is, I would take them to the court for them to be part of the divorce process. Then they will go back and rethink. It will reset their brains. Because when you know what divorce is, when you are in court, when you have friends that have gone through or are going through divorce or have gone through divorce might take 2 years in court, but it takes almost a lifetime to heal. When you've gone through that, you know that nothing like this, nothing like biological clock when it comes to taking the right decisions. I don't care how old you are. Be patient. Allow your relationship mature. And then you get, so that you enjoy it. If not, you will not. You will get in there, you will marry, and then you have the child you're rushing to have, and then you start running helter-skelter looking for who to help you repair the mess you've made out of everything. And oftentimes, there's no help for you. So you suffer in that relationship or you walk out of the relationship. And with a lot of baggage, pain, tears. So all that can be avoided. Yes, all that can be avoided. And that's a lot of years you've just thrown away. All that can be avoided by just waiting. There's nothing like balance. I don't care about the age. Just wait. Allow it mature. And then you will enjoy your relationship.
Okay, now what's your take on cohabitation? You know, especially Christians and let's say core Muslims, they don't support cohabitation. They would say you stay in your house, the guy stays in his house while the girl stays in her own house till when it's time for marriage.
So
and we know that cohabitation plays a long role in knowing your partner.
I don't need to live with you, sleep with you to know you.
But there are some things about, attributes about a person that only sleeping over would let you know. How the person snores, how the person rolls around on the bed, how the person looks in the morning. All these things count.
I can knock on your door early in the morning and know what you look like in the morning. I don't have to sleep with you to know how you look in the morning.
From another angle, you can knock on my door and I will tell you, okay, I am coming, I will do a quick freshen up to change my looks
then
and all that.
I will know that you did that. It takes a minute to open the door, less than a minute to open the door. So if you tell me I'm coming, and you wait and I say it's 5 minutes, I know you've kicked up some things. You know, so you will find out. That's why I say allow relationship to mature. It's not possible that you will not, in 1 year of being with someone, that you won't see the person natural. And you can ask the person, wash up this makeup. Let me see you. And the person tells you no, then that's a red flag. If the person says he can't wash off her makeup, take off her lashes for you to see the real person you're dating, then I'm sorry, you should walk away, run. It means there's something she's hiding.
And then you know that I feel like cohabitation too would let you know your sexual compatibility, because that is another important angle, especially in this argument.
I have so many people telling me that. I will have a case where someone told me, so actually narrated an incident that happened where she finally got married to this pastor, and why she said that is because the pastor refused, having sex before marriage, and they got married, and she discovered that what the guy had was very, very tiny. And it was a horrible experience in the marriage, and she's still in marriage. She is someone who is big on sex. She's crazy about that. So marrying a guy who doesn't even have what it takes, he can't even. So she's having a lot of issues right now, and the debate is, if she had, done that with him, maybe she would have known ahead of time and all that. I'm a believer. I'm sorry. I would never shift my ground on that. Cohabitation is a no-no. Sex before marriage is a no-no. You don't need to. If I have to come from permit me to come from the
biblical angle.
Yes, because that's who I am and that's what I preach. When you know who God is, it's God reveals himself to you the way you walk with him. If you're true to him, he will be true to you. So I can't, if I make up my mind, if I tell God, look, this is what I want, is this what I'm looking for, and God himself will never, and I'm honest and genuine in my work with him, he will pair me with someone who will meet my needs. I don't need to go get a degree in acrobatics, sex, practice all the sexual styles, master it, because I don't know if the man I'm going to marry will like sex. I don't need to do that. God will definitely prepare me with someone who will match me.
Okay, now in scenarios where the guy and the girl are not sexually clean, in the sense that they are not virgins, would they now abstain during that period of time? And there's every tendency that, especially the guy, would still go out during that period of the no sex before marriage thing, still go outside and satisfy his sexual urge at the moment.
No, but that's not right. If both of you agree that you're not going to do that, and then the guy decides to go do that.
Well, it doesn't even sit well with me. You are saying no sex before marriage, but you've been having sex before now.
See, listen, why it's very important not to have sex in a relationship is because it actually clouds your judgment. That's the truth. When you're too busy having sex, you will not take time to build that relationship, to understand the person. When you put sex aside and you take time to focus on that person and build that relationship, you have the rest of your lives to do whatever you want with yourselves. But it's not easy. Building relationship at that point, those basics, when you're married, is usually very tough. You do that before marriage. And that is the foundation on which your marriage is built on. And you grow from there. But when you want to get into marriage, they start getting to know each other. That's where all the fights. You fight before, you don't fight during. That way. That's why in marriage, you now find the first 1 year, they'll tell you the first 1 year is the fighting year. It's fighting year because you didn't do it right from the beginning. If you did it during the dating, you won't be fighting much because you've already sorted those issues out. So people basically have an understanding. That's why you came to that point where it's like, okay, I think I like this person. I think I can live the rest of my life with this person. And then that's why people got to that point where you say you want to marry each other. So, but when you don't take time to get to know each other, then you just get into marriage because we're having sex. Oh, I love you, 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 have sex. And then you now get into marriage and you want to start getting to know each other. Then you will do what you will not do before. So that's why you're advised.
But sex, I think sex improves intimacy.
Do it in marriage. It was for marriage. God created it for marriage. So it's actually an abuse. This is not being spiritual and all that, is the truth. The same way marriage, God was the one who created marriage, instituted marriage. And that was for a purpose, for companionship, for procreation. And the procreation part was where sex came in for procreation. And just the two parties enjoying each other. Now you decide you don't want to wait for that. Oh, this is so beautiful. Let me taste it before. Because that will improve intimacy. You're supposed to improve it in the marriage, not outside the marriage. So sex before marriage is not right. But if you choose to do it, that's your prerogative. But don't cover it and paint it and say, oh, because it improves intimacy, that's the reason you want to do it. No.
Okay, now for those of us that have indulged in it before marriage, should we, going into marriage, should we do no sex before marriage, or should we still continue?
Very important. No sex before marriage is very important because it keeps you focused. It keeps you focused.
Remember, one of the purposes of marriage is procreation, and sex is a factor that promotes procreation. Yeah. So how is it possible to leave the factor that promotes it and wait till that time?
In marriage, not before marriage. Listen, there is something no sex before marriage does for you. Let's leave the spiritual aspect out of it. Because a lot of people get so worked up about the spiritual aspect, So I always try not to look from the spiritual aspect. It helps you develop discipline that you need in marriage. Why do you think there's a lot of cheating going on in marriages? You didn't take time to develop that discipline. When you were dating, probably you dated for 1 year, people did not touch each other. People did not have sex. Do you know what you've done for yourself? Do you know what it means to stay for 1 year?
Was it even possible in this generation?
Very possible. 1 year not having sex. You not staying in alone, isolated place. You're with someone you really like, someone you're very much attracted to, almost on a daily basis, and you're able to restrain yourself. You're developing discipline. And this is key in marriage. So you're actually doing it for your marriage. Because when you get into marriage, you will now meet people that you're very attracted. Who told you? I tell people, when people say, oh, I want to get married because I want to avoid having sex, I laugh. I said, because it's right there, you have more sex. Because if you haven't developed the discipline, you will get into marriage and then you will still be sleeping with every girl that you fancy. So it's not, you are developing discipline. Your ability to stay with this person that you're crazy about and you're not touching her. People have resolved you will not do that. And you keep yourself for 1 year. You have developed a great discipline that will help you in your marriage. So it's actually for you. It's not really about anything else. You will develop all the madness people want to do in your sex life. When you get married, people should turn all the pages of the books, of sex books, do everything. Remove the ceiling, do everything. It's between the two of you.
Okay. So now, I want to know your take on cheating. The consequences that should be accredited to a guy and to a girl. Because I know the consequences are not the same.
Of course, if a girl cheats, hell breaks loose.
Exactly.
In
Nobody
fact,
wants to know the reason.
Nobody wants to know. The man already says it's over. This marriage, I'm not married again. I'm going and all that. And then when it's the guy who cheats, everybody tells the woman, you know, it's an African, you know, it's a man's world. You know, just forgive him. What can you do now? Even your mom will tell you, we all passed through it and we forgive him. You know, just try, forgive.
Some would go as far as blaming the woman. You don't dress well for him. You don't cook well and all
exactly. That. In fact, it even takes that turn where people now tell you that look at the way you carry yourself. Maybe if you package yourself better. Can't you see the girls he's been sleeping with? You know how they are slim. Lose weight. You know, when you got married, you were slim or attractive. Now look at you. You have children now. You have become house and all that. They start approaching. But it's really not about the person. As I said, you develop discipline. It's not about the person. If your wife, haven't you seen? I have seen men cheat on their wives, and I'm like, when I'll see cheating men, and when I meet their wife, tell me that's the wife, I'm like, oh my God.
How come you're cheating?
How can a man have this angel and he's cheating on his wife? It's really not about the person. It's the discipline the man did not develop that makes him want to jump from one person to another.
Okay, towards the woman's angle, is it okay to immediately do away with the person? Like, if a woman cheats, she should be sent out, or she should be given a second chance?
Nobody should be sent out when anybody cheats, please.
No, why I said so? Because you know women are deliberate in their actions.
Women often cheat because the men cheated first. And then some of them is like, I'm going to get back at this guy. You know? So a lot of women do it for that reason. While some, it's out of emotions. They are hurt, they are broken. They are feeling lonely. And then they're in that place where they're probably crying, hurting, and then you know you guys. You take
a shoulder to lean on.
A shoulder to lean on, and you just take advantage of that vulnerable woman. And she's crying on your shoulders, and you're like, oh, sorry. Probably you've been admiring her.
Why didn't she go and cry on the shoulder of a fellow female?
Those are the issues. The woman might just feel, maybe she sees you as a friend. Maybe she sees the guy as a friend and actually, you know, is genuinely crying, you know, really sees you as someone she can talk to, and she just talks to you and expects that you should just give her a shoulder to cry on. She didn't expect that cry should be something that you should turn to a kiss. She didn't expect that you would now give her a peck and turn it to a kiss, and
she wouldn't say anything. So it's indirectly a deliberate act.
No, she's not. At that point in time, I'm a woman. At that point in time, she's vulnerable.
Okay, why I said it's a deliberate act is women, they don't just swing into having sexual activities. They must first either like you or want to benefit from it.
When a woman is hurt and broken, she's not intentional about it. She doesn't even think about it. At that point in time, she's hurt. So 99% of the time, once she's done, she's regretting it because it wasn't intentional.
Now, why I was asking if it's okay to send her out, because you know men are dominant in nature. They want to, if they have anything to do with a lady, they want to own that lady as theirs. They know that they are territorial in nature. They know that once another man eats from this woman, they know that somebody is sharing them. And they would always want to remind that lady of those things that happened. A small fight that comes up, you say, that's how you cheated on me and all that, and start rubbing it on the woman's face.
The woman will do same too. It's a human thing, not a man thing. It's a human thing. There's no human being who is hurt, who at one point in time, except you have developed yourself, you know, to that point where you know that that's not the right thing to do. You always want to rub it in from time to time and say, no, of course, if you see the guy smiling with one lady, you definitely, the woman will want to say, is it not how you were smiling with that one and you're not sleeping with her? You know, it's always, it's a human thing, a human tendency to bring back, you know, throw it back at the person, you know, who hurt you.
Okay, let's say now, let's look at it from the marriage angle. Can it be forgiven if a married woman cheats? Let's not look at the reason why. Let's not look at
everything is forgivable. Because is it forgivable if a married man cheats?
consequences are actually different. We know that men just want to satisfy their temporary pleasure.
Whatever the reason, this is a relationship between two people. There has to be faithfulness. There has to be commitment, both parties. Everything has to do with your values. It's not about the person. Is the person good? Is the person bad? It's inconsequential to your reason. You know, if somebody is nice to you, is good to you, that's not enough reason for you to, or a person is not good to you, or the person is mean to you, it's not enough reason to cheat on the person. Oh, my wife does not take care of me. It's not enough reason to cheat on. Nothing is enough reason to cheat on anyone. You got into that relationship, you know, on trust. Both of you agreed that we're going to get married. That's a big thing. And marriage is commitment. So we have to commit to each other, irrespective of whatever comes up. So you really have to, you have to keep to your relationship, keep to your vows.
Okay. Now, I would like to know your thoughts on this hypergamy of a thing. Men should marry down, women should marry up. Like, let's say if a woman is worth 10 million naira, some persons would advise her not to marry a man that earns or is worth 2 million naira. Or if a woman has PhD, she shouldn't settle for a man that has BSc or an SSc.
Well, you should always marry someone on the same level, or almost on the same level, who are par with you intellectually. It's very important, because when people are having conversations,
so you don't have to explain jokes. When you crack a joke, then you start explaining.
You know, so it can be very frustrating. You know, and also there is going to be stuff of inferiority complex coming up, because the person will start, the other person, especially if it's a guy, it will always come up like, oh, because you're a master's degree holder or a PhD holder, it will always come up. So why would you want to expose yourself to that? And then if the woman has more money than everything is about, for me, there's nothing wrong with that if you can deal with that. But there's always going to be inferiority complex you want to deal with on that. So if you don't mind, if you can deal with that, that's fine.
Okay, so let's say two persons come to you for advice on that. Would you suggest they go on if the woman is higher than the man, especially in the financial angle, or let's say the educative angle?
Okay, I would like to know why the guy wants to marry the lady.
Maybe love. Love.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, let's go for a short break, and when we return, we'll continue from here. Okay, welcome back. So, can you ask me that question again?
Okay, yeah. I was asking about hypergamy. I was saying, if two persons, let's say intending couples, walk up to you for advice, let's say the woman is higher than the man intellectually, academically, and financially, what advice would you give to them? I would say that,
no, because there's a lot of complex you'll be dealing with. It's very romantic. You know, when you say, oh no, I can deal with it. When you're doing a love thing, you know, you might feel you'll deal with it. There's a lot of inferiority complex you have to deal with. Because the man, as a man, will always feel inferior to you. And he will bring it up, it will come up in conversations, it will come up with, there will almost be nothing people are, you know, connecting to, and it's going to bring a lot of friction between you. So I would advise that you do not get into that kind of relationship.
Okay, so just indirectly tell them, please go your separate ways, go and look for someone at your level.
Yes, it's very important you do that. But for financially, it's really going to cause friction too. But what I do say to people is, if a guy wants to marry a lady who is financially stronger than him, I would always say, be honest about it. Oftentimes, I find that it's really not a love thing, it's a money thing.
Exactly.
So, why not just say the truth? Tell the lady, don't stop putting love in front. That's deception. Because, you know, if you really don't like someone, it doesn't hide. It will show over time that you don't like this lady. And if this lady knows that you don't like her and it's her money you're after, she will block the money and there will be frustration in the relationship and it will fail. So why not come out right? I tell people, be truthful and be honest. Put your cards on the table. I like the money. I like you, but I also like the fact that you're financially empowered. It will help me achieve a lot. I could achieve a lot with that, with your support. And I'll promise I'll take care of you. I'll be good to you. And if you can do that and be honest enough in a relationship, I don't see any reason why you cannot marry somebody, lash on a lady who has money. I don't see any reason why you can't do that. But I have a problem with the way it's done. You are deceiving the person. You put forward because you think what men says, that's what she wants to hear. And I say it's a lie. Every human being likes deception.
Exactly.
Yes. Every human being likes to hear the same thing as a guy. If I come tell you, look, I'm only following you because you have money, you will dump me tomorrow. You will run away. Yeah, so there's nobody who doesn't like being told a few nice things. But I feel you should put your card on the table. It's better. I know the truth.
To save unnecessary stress.
Yes, to save unnecessary stress. So I know what you want. Like, okay, you want my support. So I know how I'm going to give you my support. And then we put the cards on the table. Then you also should know that you're collecting this support. Stop being unreasonable and imagining that you're going to just get the support and not also giving something. You must also be a good husband. Be nice to this woman. She's doing something. You should be nice to her as well. Very good to her. But they're not honest enough to do that. So you come in there, you want to take the money, you're carrying other girls all over the place and all that. That's come on now. Then the woman now blocks your account and does those things, and you now begin to badmouth her and all that. The point is, just be honest. If you can be honest, I don't see anything wrong. You get the money, be good to the woman you're getting the money from. Build your castle you want to build, your life dream. It's fine, but be good to the woman you're getting that money from. Be good to her. So I don't have a problem with that if that can be adhered to. But apart from that, it's a no-no.
Okay. So what's your take on this 50-50 thing? The man brings 50, the woman brings 50, or even the woman being the breadwinner of the family?
The woman should not be the breadwinner of the family. No. That is totally a shift
of responsibility.
Yes, from a woman, God made a woman come and help him. How is it that the helper becomes the owner of the house now? The annoying part is that the man now still sits on that his throne and says, I am the man of the house. Hello.
You don't have say.
Hello. You have sold it. You sold your dignity. You sold everything. So
it's not possible for a woman to be a provider and be submissive.
If you see it, you should run. You should run. Because it's not right. But you see, African women, some, it's different. Let me play it this way now. It's different if you get into that marriage. The man has been providing, good man, good husband, and then somewhere along the line, things happen, things go wrong. He loses his job, something happens, and financially he's not able to cater for the family. That's the helper. You run in immediately, close up the gap. Nobody notices who is paying. You're doing it. You're not announcing to everybody, I'm the one feeding her. Who cares? When he was doing it, he wasn't announcing it. Nobody heard it. So keep quiet, cover the gap while he's looking for another job, trying to get himself back. Encourage him. Even if you're the one getting all the money, all your savings, everything is going. That's why you're there. You support him while he's going through that rough patch. And then he gets back on board again and takes over. Nobody notices that gap. There shouldn't be any friction. So in that situation, yes, a woman can be a breadwinner.
But she would not be submissive.
And of course, of course she has to be submissive then. But not when you're saying that they get married. From the beginning, the woman is the breadwinner, the man just sits down. Exactly. That's why I'm saying that for that to happen, it has to be an agreement. Everybody should be honest about it. Then you, the man who is getting into that relationship, knowing fully well that the woman is the breadwinner, she's going to be the breadwinner. You don't have any intention. Let's call a spade a spade. There are some guys that live off. That's their nature.
Exactly.
Even in the next 20 years, they are not going to change. They don't have any intention of working hard. I've met guys like that. They are not hard. They don't like working hard. They just like enjoying life, but they don't want to work for it. There are people like that. Now, if you meet that kind of guy, he likes you and he wants to date you, get married to you because you have a good job, or you have fat, you're coming from a rich family or something. For me, it's okay if you like the guy. But the point is, let the cards be on the table. Be honest that this is what the guy should be honest. This is what I really want. I like enjoyment, but I don't like to work for the money. Now, the guy should not also be expecting too much respect, and be very honest here.
Exactly.
Don't expect too much respect.
Don't even expect respect.
No, expect it, because you're a husband. You can't go in there and then the woman is controlling you. No, the woman should not, because she already knows that she's getting married and the man is the head of the home. But unfortunately, this is a very weird relationship, because the man is supposed to be the provider. So but this one is the woman providing. So she still cannot wear that cap because God didn't give it to her. So, but she should respect the man. But the man should not be demanding it. Guy, you're not putting nothing on the table. So you're sleeping in the room, asking that bills should be paid, everything should be paid for you, and you're lying down there doing nothing, probably playing games. And then you want respect. I'm the man of the house. Calm down. You just work it out with the woman, talk to the woman nicely. Be nice to her, be her friend. People should be friends and get this thing and live your lives. It can work. There are people that have made this work. The woman is the one actually taking care of the man, and it's worked. It's how you do it. It's how you go about it.
Okay, one last question.
Yes, please.
What's your take on kneeling down and proposing to a woman? Because I've seen where some girls decline accepting ring from a guy because the guy wasn't kneeling down.
I have heard a lot of that, and I'm like, I don't understand. Is there any rule that says that a guy should kneel down to propose to you? I don't think there's any big deal about that. There are many people that they knelt down to, the proposal, they did all the fancy
and they will
proposal.
decline.
No, the girl accepts. They got married and it's broken. So I don't understand. Is that I wish if that was a criteria to fantastic, to the best marriage in the world, then please, if a guy is not proposing with his knees on his knees, say no, because that's you losing out on a fantastic marriage. But I've not seen any research that has connected the dots of proposal on your knees and successful marriage. I haven't seen the connect. And until I see the connect, I don't see a big thing about it. I think it's just an emotional thing from women. Women just feel... They just want that moment, where it's like, oh my God, the guy did this for me. Oh, he did this. He knelt down in the presence of everyone. He bought me flowers. He bought me a diamond ring. Those are the things, just being vain.
So in situations like that, where the guy proposes to a girl kneeling down openly, and sometimes we could hear stories and see where the girls or the ladies decline. Who is to be blamed, the guy or the girl?
Nobody's to be blamed. The guy didn't like you enough now to marry you, period.
But the guy should have known before now.
That tells you he's not a sensitive guy. He just didn't get the signs, the body language, that the girl didn't like him. So, too bad that he had to get it on such embarrassment on that scale. But he just go back, lick his wounds and
move on with life after collecting a huge embarrassment in public. Okay,
what would you rather he does? He'll go fight her, beat her. He can't do anything to her. It has happened. Yeah, so he will just go back, lick his wounds and like, man, oh my God, and you move on. There's somebody out there who is dying for that proposal, You'll meet somebody who will do that thing.
Okay, so because I always feel like it's the guy that is at fault, because you are supposed to observe the girl you've been dating for a while.
Of course. You should observe and know someone who really likes you. It's very clear. If a girl likes you, if a guy likes you,
girls can play that drama for you to believe, even as long as 6, 7, 8 months.
Your spirit cannot lie. Your spirit cannot lie. When you're with someone who doesn't like you, you know it in your spirit. Oftentimes, go and ask people who had those experiences. They'll tell you, there's somehow in my spirit. I felt it somehow. This girl
body butterflies in their tummy.
Yes, they allow them. Yes, they overwhelmed. All right, thank you. That was quite nice.
Thank you very much.
Very nice. I hope your questions were answered. I hope you're satisfied with the answers. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.